Hello, I'm Neil Nunes with the BBC News. Ceremonies are due to take place across Ukraine to mark exactly 1 year since Russia began its full-scale invasion. Prayers will be read in cities and towns including Bucha, where Moscow's forces were accused of committing crimes against humanity. Over the past 12 months, the conflict's become the worst in Europe since the Second World War. Our correspondent in Kiev, James Waterhouse, says Russia has repeatedly underestimated its neighbor.
I think you had the resilience of the general population who have had to learn to live with this. You've had the volunteers who signed up in their millions. And then you've had the transformation of Ukraine's military and weaponry. And I think Vladimir Putin miscalculated. Russia was the far superior, bigger force. It still has huge mass over the Ukrainians, and yet the Ukrainians still manage to stay to the defense they are.
The UN General Assembly passed a resolution late on Thursday condemning Russia. It called for an end to the fighting and the withdrawal of Moscow's troops. An overwhelming majority of countries voted in favor. Speaking at UN headquarters in New York, Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba urged those who abstained, including India, to change course.
It's in the hands of India, essentially, how to handle this. But it's obvious that the way of neutrality and balancing between Ukraine and Russia is not a road to peace. The road to peace is to support what member states voted in favor today and to support the peace plan, the peace formula proposed by President Zelensky.
China has called on Russia and Ukraine to hold peace talks as soon as possible. North Korea has test-fired 4 strategic cruise missiles into the sea. The state news agency said the drill demonstrated the readiness of what it called Pyongyang's nuclear combat force. It's the latest in a series of weapons tests that have increased tensions on the Korean peninsula. A rare blizzard warning has been issued for parts of Southern California. Millions of residents have been told to prepare for unusually cold weather and snow. Peter Bowes is in Los Angeles.
The National Weather Service has warned of extremely dangerous mountain conditions to the east of Los Angeles with blizzards over the next few days. Snow is already falling across much of California. The emergency services around San Francisco have been inundated with calls regarding fallen trees and downed power lines. The extreme cold snap is affecting much of the American Midwest, northern and western states, while some eastern regions, such as Florida, are experiencing temperatures much higher than normal.
Peter Bowes with that report. This is the latest world news from the BBC. The government of Madagascar says a storm that hit the east coast of the island is now known to have killed at least 7 people. Cyclone Freddy brought torrential rain and strong winds tearing roofs of houses. It's now heading towards Mozambique, where it's expected to make landfall within hours. Burkina Faso's military government has announced a drive to recruit another 5,000 soldiers to help in the fight against jihadists. The defense minister said the recruits must be prepared to serve in the army for at least 5 years. A week ago, more than 50 soldiers were killed in the north of the country. Since an Islamist insurgency began in 2015, nearly 2 million people have been displaced. An American billionaire financier who was considered a pioneer of private equity investment has died at the age of 78. Media reports in New York say Thomas H. Lee shot himself in the Manhattan headquarters of his investment firm. A successful businessman, Mr. Lee bought the beverage firm Snapple in 1994, then sold it 2 years later for more than 30 times what he paid for it. A Russian Soyuz capsule has taken off from Kazakhstan to bring back 3 crew members who are stuck in the International Space Station.
Engine ignition confirmed. The engine's throttling up. Now at full throttle. Turbo pumps at flight speed and liftoff. A new ride back to Earth for Rubio, Prokopiev, and Patelin takes aim on the International Space Station.
The 2 Russian cosmonauts and an American astronaut won't return to Earth until September. They had been due to come back 6 months earlier, but their own capsule sprang a leak, forcing them to double the length of their mission. The damage is thought to have been caused by a tiny space rock. BBC World News.